Welcome back! This will be a supplementary video for part 8 of our Metroidvania series, where I'll be bringing you through updates like bug fixes and code optimizations, as well as solutions for problems you may encounter. For our first improvement, we'll be fixing your extra mana orbs not gaining any mana when your mana state is halved. We'll only need to change the if-else statement's condition in our player controller script's hit method. The reason our mana orbs don't gain any mana is due to the condition being set to gain mana when our mana is less than 1. The issue is that when our mana state is halved, we'll never gain more than 0.5 mana. Therefore, the else statement will not trigger, and the else statement is what gains mana in our mana orbs. So we'll change the condition to check if our mana state is half mana. If it isn't, we'll set the condition to check for mana below 1. And if it is half mana, we'll set it to check for mana below 0.5. This should allow the else statement to trigger and gain mana in the mana orbs even when our mana is halved. Now we'll address the issue of the wall jump not functioning correctly, or if it is flipping your player permanently. Referring back to our player controller script, we'll go to the wall jump method and remove the if statement under the input jump section. Then, we'll add a new line to reverse the player state looking right by setting it to the opposite value. After that, set transform Euler angles equals the new vector 2 transform Euler angles x 180. Finally, we'll reset the Euler angles in the stop wall jumping method by calling the same line but replacing 180 with 0. To explain in a simple manner, the reason why the player flips and cannot turn around is due to the improper use of Euler angles. Euler angles are a different rotation than the regular transform rotation, thus they should be automatically reset to 0 through code, since the player should not be able to wall jump again, with the flip player to reset it through the original code. You may check out our blog post going through these changes for part 8 for a slightly more in-depth explanation. A smaller improvement is for the collectibles that don't disappear when picking them up, as they only disappear after the pickup canvas UI has been completed. For this, we won't destroy the collectibles on pickup since we will still need them to complete certain functions during the pickup. So we'll only disable their sprites after picking them up. For all collectible scripts, in method show UI, just add a line to get their sprite renderer component and set their enabled state to false. For the final improvement, our MaxHealth is not saved and does not appear correctly on start. This issue is caused by missing code to save our player MaxHealth and player heart shards. We'll fix this by going to our save data script and add two public integer variables, player MaxHealth and player heart shards. From there, we'll follow the same setup as in methods save player data and load player data. In save player data, get the newly created integers and set them to the value of the player's current max health and heart shards values before writing them. Then in load player data, read the two variables as integer 32 before setting the player's max health and heart shards to the corresponding values. Finally, we want our player to load in with the correct max health amount on start. So, we'll go to the heart controller script and change the method instantiate heart containers to a public void. Next, move all the code from method start to the instantiate heart containers method, putting the heart and container fields above and the calls for update heart's HUD below, while removing the call for instantiate heart containers. After doing this, we'll call the method through our player controller script using a find object of type function to find heart controller. This will make the player call the heart's HUD on start. With that, we'll talk about an issue encountered by some viewers where our player will be launched upwards after wall jumping. The issue that causes this is due to the wall jumping power Y being too high of a value and causing the remaining Y velocity to fire the player upwards after stop wall jumping is called. To reduce this effect, we have two solutions. One, you can reduce the wall jumping power in the inspector to a lower value. And two, add a line to your player controller script to set the player's rigid body's Y velocity to 0 in method stop wall jumping. Both methods should reduce the effect of the player's launch upwards, but you can choose and tweak these solutions to fit your cause. And that brings us to the end of part 8. I hope this video has solved your issues and improved your mechanics for part 8 of the Metroidvania series. There will be a link in the description regarding these changes made to part 8 of the series that will cover all of the fixes discussed in this video. If you have a problem or question that has not yet been covered or is a unique circumstance, do head to our community forums at blogterrorsquad.com in the description for assistance. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.